This is naming and drawing hydrocarbons part 2, where we're going to talk about how to draw alkanes. So to do this lesson, you're going to want the copy of this page from your handout, and we're going to look at drawing 3-ethyl 3-methyl pentane. So the first thing we want to do is you need to draw and number the parent chain. So looking at our name, we see a pentane here at the end. So that means that we have 5 carbons, and so we'll have something that looks like this, and then we can just number them from left to right. The next step, if we see, it says that we would draw in any double or triple bonds based on the ending of the root name. Because it's a pentane, an ANE, we know we do not have any of those. So then our next step is we're going to identify and draw in any of our side chains. So in our name, we can see that we have a 3-ethyl. So if we redraw our parent chain, and that 3-ethyl just tells us that we have an ethyl group on carbon number 3. So we just draw it in to look like this. See, it's our CH2 and then a CH3 here. And then another look at our name tells us that we have a 3-methyl. So again, on carbon 3, we're going to have a methyl group, CH3. The last step is once we've added all our double triple bonds and all of our side chains, we fill up all of carbon's bonding space. So we make it so every carbon is making 4 bonds, and we do that by adding hydrogens. So our molecule will look something like this when we're done. So we'll look at this next example, 3-ethyl 2-methyl heptane. So our heptane here tells us that we have 7 carbons. So we number from left to right. It's just easier to number that way, but you could number right to left if you really wanted to. So then we look at the name and we see we have a 3-ethyl. So we draw in an ethyl group on carbon 3, and for us it doesn't really matter if we draw it on the top or the bottom. So we can draw that in, and then we look at the name again. We have a 2-methyl. So on carbon number 2, we're going to draw in a methyl group. Again, it doesn't really matter for us if we draw it on the top or the bottom. And then we're going to fill all of carbon's bonding space with hydrogens. So our molecule will look like this. Okay, we'll do our next one, 2-methyl butane. Easy enough, looking at our molecule, we see that we have a butane, so we have 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Numbering them from left to right. It's always a good idea to number your carbons, so when you're drawing more complicated ones, you don't miss putting your side chains on the wrong groups. And this one's really easy because the only side chain we have is a methyl group on carbon number 2. So we'll draw that in, CH3, and then we'll fill all the carbons bonding space with our hydrogens. And these are pretty messy looking hydrogens, but you're going to draw yours neater. So now hit pause. I want you to try to draw the next 2 on your page yourself. When you're ready, hit play to check your work. So there is 2,2-dimethyl 3-propyl octane and 3,3,4-trimethyl nonane. So that is how you draw a simple alkane.